be intense.
And so it's Tatum who brings up the ball for the Miami Heat. It's a three-point game. And the Heat, another three.
Oh, boy. Tatum has ways to hurt you from every area on the floor.
Pass to Şengün. They get it back. And terrific work on the offensive glass as he picks up the deuce.
The defense getting out-hustled on the putback. Can't let that happen.
And I can tell you from experience, these are the types of things that drive coaches crazy.
And what a drive by Tatum. Striking suddenly and slamming it in before the defense can get in his way.
Here's Bailey. Back to Cunningham. And another shot. Pass to Siakam. Just 3 to shoot. Here's Bailey. No good with the triple.
Far from an ideal start, only 1 for 5. Let's see if they can turn it around.
Lillard outside. Takes the 3. The rebound by the Jazz. Stan, when Trey Jones is on the floor, you can just see how easily the offense flows.
Well, Brian, he's the kind of point guard that teammates love to play with because his only thought out there is setting up other guys. He's not going to light you up with his own scoring, but he is a great facilitator.
Old school, traditional point guard makes everybody better.
You don't see many of those anymore.
Here's Bailey. Making a mark on the offensive end, scoring around 13 a game. Just over 2.5 minutes played here in the first. Again, the Heat misses. Jazz trail by 4. From the arc. Buries it from 3.
Defensively, you have to stay connected to him on the perimeter.
Lillard outside. Pass to Tatum. The 3 ball. Oh, his shooting remains on point. 3 for 4 thus far. And so Cunningham will bring it up for the Jazz. Here's Siakam. Here's Bailey. Back to Siakam. Cunningham with the ball. To the left wing. Weber pulls it in. Miami leading by 4. There's Tatum with the 3. Not going to go that time. Here's Siakam. And Siakam with the slam.
The defense just can't let Siakam get inside positioning like this because he's looking to dunk it home.
Outside Tatum. Fires the 3. Good. And it's Lillard who picks up the assist. Tatum's got 11 points.
Well, he has owned this quarter. A major reason they're up right now.
Pass to Iguodala from outside the arc. Here's Bailey. And count that. 2 points and a chance for one more at the line.
Damian Lillard.
Plays like that make a coach's life easy. Love the work rate he shows on the glass to get the score.
Stan, another head coach from the Greg Popovich tree, Will Hardy, who started his career in San Antonio.
And there have been a lot of successful guys that have come through the Spurs organization. Will Hardy is just another one who is developing into an outstanding NBA coach.
And keeping us updated from the sideline, Allie LaForce.
Hey, Brian. The Jazz are making progress. Coach Will Hardy said this team has shown grit and character and has developed a lot of confidence. When we're going through game preparations, the players walk away knowing if they do certain things, they can win. That's a big step in the right direction.
A bright future, Allie. Thank you. Tatum to the left side wing. And the layup falls.
Want to score in the NBA? Picks can really force the D to make tough choices.
Cunningham outside. 1:44 left in the first.
So far, rebounding has been a focal point for them.
Lillard can't get it to go.
And he's having an ugly quarter from the field. It seems really frustrated.
Şengün. And Şengün throw it down.
Yeah, great finish by Şengün. I love when he goes up with power.
Here's Bailey. 5 points in the game. And that misses. That would have put him up.
Finding space on the perimeter, but he couldn't capitalize.
And this is exactly why you got to be up on Lillard. He'll burn you off the catch.
Pass to Siakam. Knocks it loose. There's 45 seconds left in the first quarter. Down low. Here's Şengün. It's hauled in by the Heat. A chance at a 2-for-1 if they'd like.
And I really can't see why they wouldn't.
And it's Tatum missing. Jazz trail by 3. Şengün with it. 6 points for him. Şengün, the screen. Kept alive. Kicks it out to Siakam. Pass to Şengün. Releases from the wing and drills it. Şengün's got 8.
You love to see Şengün's confidence continue to grow. Just fantastic work off the catch.
And the shot goes in.
Yeah, so skilled offensively. Getting the ball in his hands is generally a good idea.
And so it's Jason Tatum making highlights for the Miami Heat. 11 points in the quarter. He's on fire. We'll be right back after this word. And it's been a pretty even game here after 1 quarter of play. All right, guys, what do you think about the offensive approach we've seen so far from Miami?
Well, the coaching staff's game plan is very clear. Move the ball on the perimeter and shoot the shots with no hesitation.
And I just love playing on teams like this, passing teams. You can tell they really like playing with each other, and hopefully they keep this up.
Outside for Irving. Outside Jaquez. Lets the 3 fly. Misi grabs the board. And so Garland will bring it up for the Miami Heat. 3-point lead. And you think about what Jaquez has done early in his career. It's pretty impressive, Stan.
Well, Brian, people tend to underrate college players who play multiple years. He was basically a finished product before he reached the NBA.
And Eric Spoelstra decides to call timeout. He wants to make sure everybody's on the same page.
Okay, fans, time to get on your feet and make some noise for your Miami Heat.
Here's Garland. Looking at the numbers, he's putting up 7 points a game. 3-pointer on target from range. Garland's gotten himself going here. His first points of the game on the deep ball. Vassell outside. Outside Irving. Goes up at the elbow. Again, Utah.
Yeah, Irving has a sixth sense for where to find his shot.
The Heat with the lead. Second quarter of action, about a minute and a half played. Pass to Ellis. Outside, Williams. The three. And the three-pointer goes. And the Heat lead by 4.
This defense is getting spaced out. 3 of the last 5 buckets have come from way beyond the arc.
Here's Reeves. So it'll be 2 free throws. He was fouled in the act of shooting. Stan, LeBron James is widely regarded as one of the most intelligent players in the league. Who else stands out to you as far as basketball IQ?
Oh, Brian, that's a tough question. There's so many of them. Nikola Jokic, Luka Doncic. There's just so many intelligent guys in this league. Fans that think it's all about athleticism don't understand how intelligent the best players are.
Here's Irving. And there's the foul. It'll go on Kyrie Irving. That's his first foul of the game.
I love great defense. Just quick to establish his feet, and he takes the hit.
It's a neck-and-neck game in Miami. Garland scanning the floor. The kick out to Williams. Shot clock at 5. Williams grabs the board. And here is Irving. A steady force on their offense. Recording around 14.5 a game. Drills it from deep.
A huge part of Kyrie's game. He's so good at capitalizing from outside.
Well, Coach, how about the Eric Spoelstra story? Started as a video coordinator with the Heat back in '95. You were an assistant in Miami back then.
Yeah, look, Brian, even then, Eric is one of the rare guys that all of us on the staff knew right from the beginning that he had all the makings of a great coach. Players trusted him and had confidence in his ability to help them.
From the video room to the Hall of Fame one day.
No question.
Yeah, so crafty at drawing fouls. Kyrie really enjoys going at the defense and daring them to get aggressive.
Grant, we all know how good Kyrie Irving is, but he's especially lethal in the fourth quarter.
And his clutch moments go far beyond his series winner in the 2016 finals. He thrives in high-pressure moments and has done so his whole career.
Williams on the wing. Rebound, Utah.
Bad offense against bad defense. The play looked as ugly as you'd imagine. And that puts them just 1 foul from the bonus.
He's gone 2 for 2 at the line so far. Grant, a big reason for Utah to be excited about the future. Their young head coach, Will Hardy.
Yeah, B.A. I mean, he's had this team competitive after trading away both Mitchell and Gobert. And I love how Hardy has developed guys like Lauri Markkanen.
Well, after a silent first quarter, this is who they needed him to be. This is why you never count a guy out.
Garland for 3. Kyrie Irving clears the rebound. On offense, here's Utah. They're on a 10-2 run here. Pass to Reeves. Over Williams. And here's Irving. Misi grabs the board.
Well, the analytics don't like it, but if the defense is giving it up,
oh, he packs it down!
That is incredible.
B.A., I'm not sure he should be flaunting around the rim like that with this game so close.
Oh, it's risky, but it sure did look good. They get it again. Here's Reeves. Count it. 1 for 1 to start the game.
Credit their discipline. They've been working for high percentage shots.
It's good. Garland's got 7.
Well, if you give Garland even the slightest lane, you can be sure that he's going to take it right to the rim.
Puts it up. Outside Reeves. This one for 3. And Williams punches it home.
And that's why you don't give up on the glass.
Man, his efforts well rewarded right there.
Well, that's what he does. He makes an impact with his activity on the board.
I mean, I'm just not sure what he was thinking right there. I mean, he needs to get his head in the game.
Garland for three. Nails it from beyond the arc. 10 points for him.
Well, what a quarter he's had. You can tell he's in the flow. They should be looking for him every possession.
Here's Williams. And Williams punches it home.
Savvy play call by Irving. Moving the pieces around with a pick and roll to set up a shooter.
To the wing on the left. From behind the arc. Ellis, good. And it's a tie ball game.
As the deep shots continue to fall, you can sense the frustration growing among these defenders.
Here's Irving. Left side Reeves. Pass to Jaquez. Right side Irving. Now here's Jaquez. On the wing, Vassell. From deep, Reeves. Williams grabs the board.
He is just so deadly from out there. You expect that to fall. Man, they're having a hard time defending the triple. That's 3 in a row.
Jazz trail by 3. Irving looking around. Pass to Jaquez. Back to Irving. And it's Utah scoring again.
And I'll tell you what, I mean, slowing down Irving is a team effort. And to this point, they're failing to slow his roll.
Ellis's shot is off.
You wonder what the score would be if they weren't controlling the glass.
Now Vassell. Three-pointer. He drops it from range. Vassell's got his first bucket of the game, and he's on the board for 3. Garland for 3. Kyrie Irving has been on display for the Jazz. He made a big impact, scoring 12 points in the quarter. We'll be right back.
44.
And we're halfway through this one. Plenty of basketball left in a game that's been a fairly even one. And so Will Hardy calls for the timeout. He's going to talk it over with his guys. And Grant, when you look at Darius Garland, he has a very polished offensive game.
Absolutely. He's great at creating for himself, but also knows when to get others involved. He can score from anywhere, and he works incredibly hard on his craft.
And so it's Cunningham with it. He brings it up for the Utah Jazz. 2-point game. Here's Bailey. No good on the triple.
Man, that's his shot. Maybe he was too wide open.
And let's swing it over to the sideline and hear from Allie.
Brian, last season, Jason Tatum surpassed 10,000 career points. He said, it sounds crazy. I always think about when I was a kid growing up with my mom and saying I wanted to be in the NBA. I may have thought I would be one of the best players, but to actually do it is a surreal feeling. Brian, he's being honest.
Yeah, dreams do come true, Allie. Thank you. Launches a 3. Iguodala's shot is good. Iguodala's got his second basket of the night.
And we talk about Siakam's versatility. Well, there it is. Nice pass.
And the call will be against Alperen Sengun. That's his first foul.
First personal foul. First team foul.
And for those tuning in, we're about a minute into this second half. A nice shot by Lillard.
12 straight points off threes. This defense is not extending very well.
Here's Bailey. Tried to come right back with a 3 of his own, but it's no good.
Well, clearly it hasn't been his best game offensively, but collectively, they've still found a way to get the lead.
Roy. Utah grabs the miss.
You can hear him sputtering all the way over here. He knows he should have knocked that one down. And with that miss, they're just 1 for 4 to start the third quarter.
The kick to Tatum. From deep three-point range. The shot, no good. Utah leading. Deflects the pass. Pass break Miami. And again, no good by Miami.
They've come out a little cold after that halftime break. Just 1 of 5 from the field to start the third quarter.
Here's Bailey. He's got 5. And here's Cunningham outside. And another miss by Utah. And the Heat unveiling the statue of Dwayne Wade, Stan, the face of the franchise forever.
Yeah, Brian, you think of what he meant to this organization, propelling it to its very first championship and then attracting other stars to Miami. He is truly the foundation. Well, that's why it's so important to seal off those passing lanes inside. Make them earn points in the paint.
Yeah, defensively, Şengün anticipates, gets the steal, and gets them out and running.
Sinks the tray.
Well, so many bigs excel from three-point range these days, and he's right up there with the best of them.
Here's Bailey. Out to the wing. Iguodala outside. No good on the 3.
Given his range, you'd expect him to capitalize on that opening.
Jason Tatum, he's a sharpshooter.
Well, we've come to expect this from Tatum. Just so good at taking over games all by himself.
Siakam left side. Sinks it from distance. Siakam's got 5 points.
Anything you can do, I can do better. That one felt a little personal right there.
Well, and as a fan of the game, you have to love these back and forth moments. Well, that brings his total to 5 makes from beyond the arc for the game, feeling some confidence from Rain.
And there is the whistle. That goes on Damian Lillard. That'll be a second foul of the game. So it's Utah now. Cunningham with the ball. Turner covering. Pass to Şengün. And he drains it. A solid 5 for 6 now.
You gotta love how Şengün attacks on the interior.
Outside Tatum. Good. And it's Lillard who picks up the assist. Tatum's got 9 points now in the second half. Now here's Siakam. For 3. And it's Jason Tatum with the rebound. Here's Weber. Utah grabs the miss. Cunningham looking it over. Pass to Siakam. Cunningham outside. The 3. He can't hit that time.
And he probably thought he was going to bury that one.
The 3, here's Lillard. And again, Miami with a triple. And you played for several different coaches with very different philosophies, Grant. Did you have a favorite system?
Well, you know, VA, I did. I played 19 years, a number of different coaches, but the 8 seconds or less offense back when I was with the Suns as a player, you want to run, and honestly, it's so much fun getting up and down the court.
No good from outside. He got his defender off his feet with a pump fake, but couldn't knock it down. Over to the left wing. Back to Şengün. And Turner with the block.
A ferocious shot blocker. Turner provides a sense of security to the rest of his teammates.
Here's Roy. Pass to Turner. Here's Roy. 11 feet out. Connects. The jumper drops.
That's been typical of their performance today. They're sharing the ball and creating good shots.
Back to Iguodala. Sengun with it. And there's a defensive 3-second call. Utah shooting their 7th attempt at the foul line in this one. And so he hits the technical free throw. And Grant, the Heat last season. Retiring Udonis Haslam's number 40.
Yeah, he played his entire 2-decade career in his hometown of Miami. And for all of his contributions on the court, what he meant to this organization off the floor was just as important.
And a quiet first half from distance. Didn't even try a three, but now he's...
Oh, my goodness, it counts!
Did that really go in?
They're getting torched on the perimeter. 4 of the last 5 buckets have been threes.
Here's Sengun. Tried to answer back, but that three is off the mark. On the wing, Tatum. Beyond the arc. And again, Miami with a triple.
His points are really adding up from the three-point line. He had 9 from distance in the first half, and he's only getting better.
Iguodala outside. Here's Cunningham. Kate Cunningham with the flush.
Cunningham showing his game extends above the rim.
Pass to Roy. From downtown. Knocks down the long J. Roy's got 5 points in the quarter.
They've had a hard time shutting down the three-point shot.
Here's Siakam. And Siakam with the slam.
Well, he can play the 4 because he gets off the ground so well.
And that's it for the third quarter. Both teams scoring well as we head to the fourth. Heat out in front, leading by 9. And when we return, we'll get the fourth quarter rolling here on 2K Sports. And this is it. Glad to have you along for this fourth quarter. Heat leading by 9. Lillard outside. Outside Tatum. Inside. Pass to Roy. Now Turner. Just 5 on the clock. Tatum from long range. Rebounded by Bailey. Jazz trail by 9. Here's Siakam. Ooh, the lead pass was in the perfect spot to set up the layup.
Yeah, you have to give him a lot of credit here. He's turned things around after a disappointing first half.
Tatum from long range. Turner inside. Now Tatum. Over Iguodala. Ooh, a terrific shot on the turnaround. Tatum's got 25 points in the game.
What composure from Tatum. As the clock runs down, he stays calm and seeks out a shot. Ooh, wait. Big finish. Big time. And man, did they need that.
You can tell he's trying to get him going with that dunk.
Yeah, he saw the opportunity to finish with some authority, trying to fire his guys up.
After doing nothing from beyond the arc in the first half, he has turned things around.
To the middle. Stolen by Siakam. Here's Iguodala. And again, it's Utah with a 3.
This is anyone's game now, and they have the momentum.
Yeah, taking away the lead is never easy, but a rally like this is how you do it.
Pass to Tatum. Tatum on the drive. Yes, it's good. Tatum's got 16 in the second half.
Off the bounce, Tatum has so many different ways he can take you.
Here's Cunningham. Ooh, excellent D there from Turner.
Oh, gritty defense. Protecting the rim at all costs against a guy who has all sorts of ways to finish.
Here's Tatum. 6 on the shot clock. Can't get it to fall. And so it's Siakam with it. He brings it up for the Utah Jazz. Good work there as it goes.
And what's working here, each guy is willing to make the next pass.
Outside Tatum. And he's going for the oop here. Oh, and a nice defensive play to disrupt the lob. Here's Cunningham. A chance there to take the lead, but a miss. The Heat with the lead. Takes a three. Tatum can't hit. And the Jazz pushing it up now. Pass to Siakam. And then Siakam with the jam. Oh, this one has turned into an absolute nail-biter.
Yeah, at this point, you almost expect it to come down to the last possession.
Here's Weber. He's covered by Siakam. Lillard, the open look. Bullseye! Lillard's got 19 points.
I'll tell you, he is just the focal point of this offense. Lillard is just so diverse in the many ways that he can score.
And so it's Eric Spoelstra with the timeout here. Looking to get everyone dialed in and engaged.
Timeout, timeout.
Time now to hear from our reporter, Allie LaForce.
Well, over the break, I listened in on Eric Spoelstra's huddle. He was very passionately telling his team, don't give them an inch when they have the ball. This game is going to come down to defense. I need you guys to work hard and close this one out. Guys?
And Allie, thanks. Cunningham outside. Pass to Bailey. Cunningham outside. 5 on the clock. Cash from Cunningham on the 3-ball.
And after being held scoreless in the first half, he's starting to turn it on.
And here's Lillard from beyond the arc. It's rebounded by Şengün. Utah leading. Tatum brings a double team. Out left to the wing. Back to Cunningham. Misses the three.
He continues to let it fly, but the makes have been few and far between.
Ooh, lots of contact on the shot. So 2 free throws will follow that whistle.
When you think about Turner, one of the best shot blockers in the league, who can also score at all 3 levels.
On offense, here's Utah. They're on a 17-7 run. Here's Bailey. And there's the slam dunk to finish it off.
How about the bounce?
We can call that bounce per ounce. Can't be denied. Turner for 3. Good. And it's Lillard who picks up the assist.
Wow. Turner just going off. Stepping up and getting it done for his squad.
Well, I know he can finish at the rim, but the defense did just enough to force the miss.
Tatum with it. Siakam covering. And a foul called on the way up. So he'll take 2 from the free throw line. They'll pin that one on Pascal Siakam.
Well, look, what makes Tatum special is he helps you in all 3 phases of the game. Offense, defense, and on the glass.
Cunningham, right side. Pass to Bailey. Jacks up a 3. Roy pulls it in. Tatum feeling it out a bit. Out to Lillard. They get it again. And here's Turner. Here's the 3. No good. And now the Jazz on the run in transition. Oh, the trifecta!
There is absolutely no fear in his eyes. He loves the moment.
Yeah, and I can say from experience, his coach just breathed a huge sigh of relief.
Tatum inside. And again, no good by Miami.
Well, I can guarantee his coach isn't happy with his production this quarter. He's hurting their offense right now with all the shots he's missing.
He connects!
Cunningham's teammates and coaches trust in him in a big spot.
And here's Miami. Pass to Turner. Fires for three. Utah grabs the miss. Here's Iguodala. Oh, a rim-rattling two-handed jam.
Really feels like they're in control. They've got a big lead with time dwindling.
Yeah, and at this point, the focus is take care of the ball, no needless fouls, and no threes.
Here's Iguodala. And it's flushed down. A nice jam.
Defensive foul. Chris Webber. First personal foul. Second team foul.
And that one misses. Time called here. The Heat decide to talk it over. They trail by 8. Guys, your thoughts?
They just haven't put it all together tonight.
But they're not going down without a fight. They'll keep game planning and playing until the final whistle.
Substitution on the court.
And so it's Utah with the W. Exceptional effort on the road. They were ready and they were focused.
Focused indeed. I mean, it takes a strong mental approach to block out the distractions. These guys stepped up 100%.
Thank you for joining us. That'll do it.